Hello everyone, Danny Garola here from Stampin' the Pink Barn, coming to you from Tucson, Arizona. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I know we did. We were on vacation this last week and it was amazing. We took a little trip up north here, Arizona, and got to play in the snow and be in all the pine trees. It was absolutely beautiful. We had an amazing time. Hello, Frida. So yes, it was good times. It was so nice to kind of just get out of town and just be in the woods like that. The people were absolutely amazing there. Hello, Marcia. And it was just a terrific trip. I could not have asked for it to go any smoother than it did. But, oh gosh, come on, thing. When we got up there, it was kind of crazy. So we went and we did our grocery shopping and we came back and we were cooking and whatnot and got everything set up. And then we decided to head down to, since it's kind of a little town, there's not much there, but they had a Walmart there. And so we went and did a couple of, just some shopping there. My son had forgotten a pair of swim trunks, so we went, got him some shorts so he could get in the hot tub with us. And so the crazy thing is when we were in there, this gentleman comes up to me and I have my daughter with us and we're walking through the store and he kind of stops me and he goes, "Oh my gosh, your daughter is beautiful." And he starts talking to Kaden, my daughter, and is telling her how beautiful she is and how he just loved the shirt that she had on because it was like this, kind of like what I have on, a really soft, velvety little sweatshirt, but it had all these little sequins. So every time the lights hit it, it kind of sparkled off of things. Hello, Peggy. And so so I was like, thank you, thanks for all your kind words. And he was asking, about her condition and da 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 da. So I was telling him about what she had, which, that's how we spread awareness. And then towards the end of the conversation, he was standing there and he says to me, he goes, "I just want you to know that I am going to tell you something, and I don't want you to take this in any ill ways." And I'm like, okay, what is he going to tell me? And so he goes, "I just have to let you know that God has spoken to me as we are standing here. And that's why I stopped you guys, because he goes, I just got this really warm feeling when you guys were walking by me." Well, it's going to make me start crying. But he goes, "I am telling you that there are good things coming in her future." And of course, in the middle of Walmart, I am just bawling. He comes up to me, and it was the craziest thing. We had walked around the store. I had not seen this guy at all. I'm down the toiletry aisle, and he comes around just from nowhere. There was another lady standing there shopping. She's in tears at this point in time as well. And he walked up and he goes, "Can I hug you?" And so he gave me a hug. And he walked off. And it was the last time I saw him in the store. But me and the lady stood there, and she goes, "Wow." She goes, "It just lets you know that there's still good people in this world." And I said, "Oh, I'm telling you." I go, he doesn't know me. I don't live here. I don't know if he lived here. But it was just, it makes me emotional just thinking about it. But anyways, my mom, she was down another aisle and she comes walking across and she goes, "What happened?" Because here I am standing here crying, and this lady that's standing with me is crying, and she's like, "What is going on?" And so the lady was actually telling her, she goes, "A gentleman walked up to your daughter and said these things and was talking to your granddaughter." And she goes, "It was so like heartwarming and emotional." So it was just, it started the week off, just heartwarming to be in this town with such amazing people to just come up to you and start saying these things. And then later on, as we're walking around, a couple of other people or they would just walk by and they would say hi. And and I'm not trying to say that we don't have kind people where I live in Tucson, but this was just, it blew my mind. It really did. I thought I was in a whole different world because everybody just, they would stop, oh, excuse me, oh, thank you. And it was just so bizarre. I was like, I need to live here. This is where I need to be. I can't afford to live up there, but anyways, it was totally, yes, very touching. Absolutely, Peggy. It was just amazing. And I thought, wow, this is where we were meant to be at this point in time because this was meant to happen. So there is my news for the week. That pretty much says it all. But yeah, we had a good time. There was no snow where we were. We were in the little town of Pine Top. But there was like a dusting of snow. They were predicted to get a snowstorm the weekend before, but it didn't really happen like the news was saying it was going to. So they had a light dusting of snow, and we went and we, made little snowballs with that. My son made a little snowman there right at the cabin. Also, we, a couple days in, I think it was like either Wednesday, we drove up the hill. So we drove probably about 45 minutes up. And there's a ski resort up there, and there was quite a bit of snow there. There was probably about 2 feet of snow, maybe 1.5 feet of snow. And we played there. We had a great time. We went sledding. I almost ran into a tree. My mom was videotaping me. I go to the top of this hill and I go down. Well, my sled, it turned and there was a down tree that was across this thing. Thank God I have legs because I could stop myself otherwise it would have whacked me right in the face. So that was good. Also, the second time as I go down, I go down and the sled turned the other way and I go tumbling down the side of the mountain. Oh my gosh, they were laughing so hard at me because they're like, okay, you get off the sled, you're done. You can't slide anymore. You're going to hurt something or break something and we don't need to be going to the hospital. So yeah, so it was a really, really fun time. We have decided that we will now make that a yearly tradition going forth because it was just something we so needed to be and right by the holidays. It just really kind of lifted spirits. This cute little town, everything was decorated. There was big Santa Claus blow-ups on buildings. The buildings were all lit up and it was just really, really cool. So that was our last week. So that is why I did not do a live video. We were on vacation and had a tremendous time. So just to let you guys know, hello Rita, hello Susan, welcome you guys. So tonight I am going to be featuring the Modern Garden. Now, if you don't know, I have a PDF class for the Modern Garden stamp set. It is a PDF class, so in other words, you don't have to wait for anything to come in the mail. If you already own the set, it is just one of those things that kind of helps you to create a couple more cards just using the PDF that I provide for you guys. So if you want to know more about that, you can go over to my blog, stampinthepinkbarn.com, and you will see the on the category side, it will say monthly PDF. That's where you're going to find all my monthly PDFs. Now those, even though they're for the month, it's just the month that I've put them out, but they're all still available. So just to let you guys know that. Hello, Vicky. Look, my mom made me some bougie coffee. She's got these neat little cups. They're hollow. And she got this new fancy little coffee pot, and she had to make me a coffee from that. It's very, very tasty. So what else did we do? Oh, and when I flip you guys around, I've got some really, really cool news to tell you. Some exciting things that Stampin' Up! Is doing and has changed, but the change is for the good. Also, I put in, while we were up there, me as a demonstrator, I am able to put in a pre-order for the new catalog. Here, I can only show you guys the outside of the new catalog, but isn't it pretty? This is the new catalog. So those of you who are my customers, these should be coming to your mailboxes soon. I've already put you guys in my mailing list, so catalogs should be coming your way. And what else during the January catalog kickoff is we also start celebrations during that time. Now this goes through February 29th. So it goes through the end of February for celebrations. If you don't know about celebrations, it's where whenever you spend increments of $50 in the online store in any of our current catalogs, you get to pick free items from this special little catalog here. I wish I could show you the inside because there's so much fun stuff, but I can't. That's against the rules. So just to let you guys know that those are coming out, but I did do my pre-order when we were up there. So as soon as stuff comes in, I will start showing you guys. I'm sure you guys have probably seen quite a few demonstrators sharing what they had ordered because it's so much fun that we love sharing the products that we were able to get our hot little hands on. So that's good times. Hello, Courtney. So what else did I want to mention to you guys? Oh, so my husband stayed home while we went on vacation. That's why you guys didn't see pictures of him. Because we have animals, and we have a dog, and we did have many dogs, but they have all kind of dispersed themselves among others and whatnot. So we are down to one dog. Other dogs have passed away from either parvo, or not parvo, what's it called down here? It's the spore that's in the dirt. Anyways, I can't remember what it's called. It's either been that or it's been rattlesnake bites. That's what cost us our last dog. But he's a lonely guy now. And we just didn't want to leave him home alone. He's never been alone. And so I'm afraid he would probably destroy our home when we got back. So my husband decided he had a lot of things he needed to take care of. He had family members coming into town. So he stayed home and took care of all the animals. And while he was home, he got a cold. So he called me on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and he goes, "Thank God I didn't come with you guys because I am sick as a dog." So I was like, oh, well, I'm glad you're there and we're here because I don't want to be sick as a dog. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Patty. So yeah, it was just kind of funny that he decided to stay home and miss out on all the fun times, and he winds up getting sick. So I told him, I go, see, it was fate. It was just telling us that you needed to stay home so you can take care of yourself because you were getting sick. So he got to be on vacation for the last 2 weeks. So he was okay with just being home and just relaxing, taking care of animals, getting stuff done around the house that has needed to been taken care of. But since he works so much, he has such a hard time just being able to go do things. And with it getting dark so early now, it's kind of hard for him to get things done. So he really kind of enjoyed being home. He did miss going with us, and he wished he would have. But again, you only on Facebook. Yes, I only do my lives on Facebook. Sometimes I will release videos over on YouTube, but just know that all of my videos are recorded and put over on Facebook. So if you're not a fan of Facebook, you don't like being here, I do pre-record and upload them over on YouTube as well. I've tried doing YouTube lives. I had a serious issue with YouTube. I have yet, I think I've got it figured out now, but something was going on between my phone and YouTube, and it just wasn't working out well for me. So I decided to scrap the whole YouTube thing. I have kind of thought about possibly changing over to YouTube because I do know that there's less problems to go wrong over there. It was just something that was wrong with my phone, which I think now I've gotten fixed because I even had to talk to the tech support for my phone, and it was something to do with an update or something that was on my phone that messed me up from getting on YouTube. So there's that. You are cutting out once in a while. I know I did just see my thing pop up saying slow connection, which is weird because my parents have way better internet than what we have over our house. But for some weird reason, the last couple of times that I've gone live, the last couple of weeks, it is doing some screwy things. Now, I do know there are other people in the house and they're using the internet and that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to make everybody in the house turn off their stuff just so I can go live. But they do pay to have better internet. So I would hope that there wouldn't be that many problems. Now, I am watching myself on another device and I haven't seen anything happen yet. So if you're getting delays, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't know. My apologies. And it's so weird because you guys will tell me that I'm glitching in and out or, it's skipping or whatever it's doing. But then when I upload it over on YouTube, it doesn't do that. So how is that? If there is things that are skipping out and it's a recorded thing, why wouldn't it show that? I don't know. I don't get the whole technology thing. I'm not a techie person. I will stick to stamping. That's what I'm good at. All right, you guys, I'm going to get you guys flipped around and we're going to talk about a few things and then we're going to get into some giveaways. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of cards that I have received. And then we are going to make some gorgeous cards tonight. So hold tight. Okay, I think that is going to work right there. Woohoo! Straight the first time. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. Alrighty, mystery stamping is coming up next week, so it'll be next Wednesday. But I will be putting out the supply list Wednesday the 13th. So this coming up Wednesday, watch for the supply list to come out for the items that you're going to need to get, that you can have your paper cut and ready for you. So when we go live on the Wednesday, the December 20th, you will have everything ready for you. And then I will be drawing the winner on Wednesday, the 27th. So we will talk all about that on Wednesday. So you can watch me here on YouTube Live. I do the mystery stamping on Wednesday, the 20th, live here at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I have bumped the times up, so it just works a little bit better for everybody. You can always catch that on a replay as well. I also put that over on YouTube and it's on my blog. I put the video. All right, so some exciting news that Paper Pumpkin has kind of changed. They're still going to be doing their monthly kits, but as a demonstrator, we are going to be getting a kind of little snippet of the quarterly Paper Pumpkins. So in other words, we're going to see 3 months at a time. So each box, not to say that they're going to correspond with each other, but there's going to be a die that's going to correspond with the quarter of Paper Pumpkins, if that makes sense. So January, February, March are all you're going to have to purchase this. This is an add-on. So not each kit is going to have their own add-ons anymore, like we've had this last year. There's going to be one add-on that is going to go with each one of your kits. So the nice thing is they've now showed us the next 3 months in advance. So the quarter coming up, January, February, March, we can see kind of a little snippet of what is in each one of the kits, kind of get us prepared to know what is coming. So we can let everybody know that if you go ahead and subscribe, then you'll kind of know what's kind of headed your way. And then you know what your dies are going to look like. The cool thing is like with this January one, it is called the Lovely Lavender. It is now available. If you are a subscriber, this is going to be your upcoming January kit because it started today for this kit, just to let you know. So me as a already subscriber, I've already subscribed to this kit. Now, if you're not with Paper Pumpkin, over on my blog, you can go to the promotion section and you can read all about this. It shows you this. You can read all the details about each one of these kits. And then you can see the add-on and you can actually purchase the add-on now. So it says, get ready to subscribe. Subscribe to Paper Pumpkin for a monthly all-exclusive crafting kit that's a fun surprise. Each kit includes a photopolymer stamp set, classic Stampin' spot, a step-by-step instructions to complete exclusive paper craft projects, including cards, tags, and gift packaging. Keep reading for a sneak peek of the upcoming kits. Don't miss the special add-on that coordinates with all 3 months. So I really like that they're doing this and keeping it kind of simple where we only have to purchase it one time and then it'll go for the next 3 kits. So that's really kind of cool. And I like that they did it that way versus before every month we would have to go in and we'd have to buy the add-ons and that kind of stuff. Not that that was a bad thing, but I really think this is going to make things so much simpler and give everybody kind of a sneak peek of this. Now, the other thing is I know some people are reluctant about signing up for Paper Pumpkin because they just don't know enough about it. This month I didn't do it. I mean, the month of November, I didn't do a alternatives kit, but normally every month I do an alternatives. So that way it gives people an idea of what comes in a Paper Pumpkin. I show you what comes inside of it. So then you kind of have a heads up to know what's going to come in the future kits. Now, that being said, if you are ever unhappy about anything that is in a Paper Pumpkin, please know all you have to do is call Stampin' Up and they are a full money back guarantee. So if there is just anything that you are not satisfied with, they will completely 100% give you a refund on that. So just to let you know that. Hello, Cynthia. All right. So there is that. I'm going to just tell you really quickly about the January one. It is the Lovely Lavender. So the other thing that I want you to know, coming up in January when you get your new mini catalog, there is a set in there which I have already purchased, and I will show that to you when I get my pre-order in. But it is the Perennial Lavender Suite Collection. So it's going to correspond with that. It's going to coordinate with that suite. Is also going to coordinate with the Paper Pumpkin, just to let you know. It's called Lovely Lavender. You subscribe December 11th through January 10th. So if it comes close to January 10th and you're still on the fence, I would say go ahead and subscribe and get it and make sure you're locked in to get that kit, because otherwise after January 10th, you will no longer be able to get that kit. Okay, so it's only for the month. Can you get it? And then it's done. The other thing I want you to be aware of is these kits you can also buy in a prepaid card and then put that towards your Paper Pumpkin as well. It's a prepaid Paper Pumpkin, and you can find out more details about that over on my blog as well when you go and you check out the Lovely Lavender. But with celebrations coming up, it's a great way to get some more of those freebie celebrations items is to pay for your yearly Paper Pumpkin subscription. Just to throw that out for you. That's when a lot of people will renew their subscription, and they will do it through the prepaid way of doing it. So they'll just prepay for it, and then they don't have to pay month to month to month. And then they wind up getting all those amazing things out of the celebrations. This is going to, it says, make love-themed cards for special occasions, Valentine's Day, anniversaries, and more. Makes 8 cards for each of 2 designs with 8 coordinating envelopes, 4 bonus tags that punch out from the card front, pre-cut paper pieces and linen thread. Coordinating colors are going to be Garden Green, Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, which is also the color of the Stampin' Spot that's coming in this kit, and Berry Burst. So, woo, beautiful colors in that, okay? So, if you want to know more about that, like I said, you can read all the details on my blog. Oh my gosh, you guys, perfect timing for Christmas. If you have crafters in your life and they have asked for Stampin' Up! Products or any kind of crafting kits that we have, this is the time to get it. Coming up on December 14th, all orders over $75 are going to earn you free shipping. So that gives you a little bit more money to spend on product versus having to spend it on shipping. So write that down. Make sure you mark your calendar. It's for one day only, free shipping, December 14th. Also, if you shop with me, shopdannygarola.com, you are going to earn not only some free shipping, but you're going to also earn using my host code, which is also right here in bigger letters because it's hard to see in this. If you use this host code on December 14th, you are going to get this week's Make It Monday, which is today. You're going to earn this card kit. So when I get into it, I'm going to show you what's going to come in the kit. And so it's a good way to know that not only are you getting free shipping, but you're also going to get enough product to make the 3 cards that we are making tonight. So that sounds pretty enticing, you guys. All right, let's get into... let me show you some of the cards that I have received. So this card just came today. This is from Miss Anna Rebadoo. Isn't this so cute? I love these little candy canes. I really miss that. That came out last year in, it was part of the paper, and then there was a cutout that went with that. There was a die set. But look how cool this card is. It has a little piece here that has been bumped up with some dimensionals, but that stands on your desk just like that. It's one of those, it almost looks like a teepee, but I know there's a special name for it. But when it stands just like that. And I love how she stamped down here in this bottom corner. So when it is on that little A-frame, you can read the little sentiment that she has put in there. It says, candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses. So isn't that adorable? What a great little card. So that came from Anna. So thank you so much, Anna. And Miss Melanie Foy sent me a birthday card. Look at all the sparkles on here. She added these little snowflakes on here. Isn't that so cute? Love the purples going on this card. So yeah, that came from Melanie. Then I got another Christmas card here. This came from, I believe this one's from Denise. Denise sent me this beautiful card. I love the notes, the music sheet in the back that she has used with the embossing folder. So pretty. Isn't this gorgeous? And she used that oval, I can't remember, Eden something, I think was the name of the, I can't remember, but I love the oval on this, and then with these little flourishy pieces. So that's really pretty. And then Miss Frida, of course, always goes so personal with our cards. I'm cutting out every few minutes or every few seconds. I have no idea what is going on. I don't know, you guys. I wish I had an answer because I know that's got to be so annoying. I wish there was something I could do to fix it because I don't see it happening on my other device. So I have no idea. All right, this one here, Miss Frida made, and she added some of that extra touch of the Wink of Stella on here and really made this just so perfect because she knows that I collect my little red trucks. And so I thought I opened this up and I was like, oh my gosh, she just keeps outdoing herself with these amazing cards that she makes. So isn't that cool? Ugh. So thank you guys so much for sending me all those beautiful cards that I can display. All right, let's get into giveaways. So for giveaways, I am doing the giveaways from the previous week. So last week I was not live. So you are we're doing the giveaways from the following week, which is where we used the Noel stamp set. So for the first card, I am doing this one here. This is this really cool little step card that we did. And I used all those little little square pieces that we kind of just stuck in there. And then there is a back piece that you can write your whatever you need to write to your recipient for this card. But this card here, this is going to go to Peggy Welsh. So Miss Peggy Welsh, this is going to come to you for liking last week's video. And then for commenting on last week's video. This is kind of crazy how I use this little program called Wheel of Names. And you guys are going to be shocked, but I don't know what it was. She needs to go play the lottery because she came up twice. So just to let you guys know, it was not rigged. It just happened this way. This one here is the Making Spirits Bright. We did with this very, very pretty little shimmery card. Did some coloring with our Stampin' blends here. This is going to go to Miss Peggy Brandon. Also, for sharing last week, I'm going to be giving away this pack of silver and gold 6x6 specialty paper. I think this goes really well with your holiday and New Year's cards. It's got some pretty shimmery gold paper in there. And some silver in there as well. This also is going to go to Miss Peggy Brandon. So Peggy, I don't know what the deal is with all the Peggies winning this week. I was like, okay, something's got to be going on here because Peggy Welsh won the first card, and then Peggy Brandon won both the these last two items here, which I thought, wow, this girl better go do something. She better play the lottery or do something because it was just crazy. I thought, oh my goodness, you guys are going to think that I am doing something crazy, but I promise you, I did not. It spins and it stops where it stops. And so that's why I tell you guys sometimes, I mean, this has not happened in a very, very, very long time that one person has won 2 of the gifts. But that's why I always tell you, if you guys like, comment, and share the video, you can be entered 3 times into the giveaways. Now, I've never had one person win all 3. That would be, I think I would need to go play the lottery at that point in time, but I've never had that happen. I have had it happen one other time, and it was probably about 2 years ago that one person won 2 of the things like this. And it kind of floors me when it happens because I'm like, what? That's weird. So yes, congratulations, you guys. Congratulations to both Peggies. You guys are on it this week. All right, so this week I am featuring the Modern Garden. Now, this does come in a suite collection. It is called the Modern, our Garden Walk, I believe is what it's called, if I can get all my stuff out of here. And it is in our mini catalog. I just have to find it. There it is. So if you order the whole suite collection, it's called the Garden Walk Suite. And if you order the whole suite collection, you're definitely going to get, and you use my host code, you're definitely going to get this card kit in the mail from me. So the way that it works, here are all the items in that suite collection, and I will be using some of these little pearls tonight. So the way this works is when you place an order with me during this week through Friday at midnight, you will be receiving from me. What you have to do is you have to spend $35 or more, and you must use my current host code, which is right here. You are going to receive a package in the mail that looks like this. You're going to have 3 envelopes in there with these card bases along with all the scraps that you're going to need to create the cards that I'm making tonight. So it'll come to you just like this. It will have a sheet on the front that is going to thank you for your purchase. And it's also going to come with the PDFs for each one of the 3 cards. So there will be 3 different PDFs, so you will know not only can you come back and rewatch this video, but you can read the PDFs. And there will also be a shopping list on there of any extra things that I have used that are not included, like any kind of embellishments. Like I said, tonight I will be using the embellishments that come with this sweet collection. I don't add those into here. You can embellish with whatever you have, or you can purchase those. Also, you can order this bundle if you already have paper. So just know that even though I provide the pieces of paper for these cards, you can always duplicate the same patterns and everything using different paper. Just to throw that out for you guys. Okay, so this is the gorgeous paper that comes with this suite. So I want you guys to see that you can make Christmas cards with this. Let me pull some of this out. I know I've used a lot of it, but... And I'm sure I probably don't even have a lot of it because I have used so much, because this was my monthly class, PDF class. I have made those cards so I can take pictures. So you've got a floral side. I love this one right here with the blue and the reds with those roses. And then the back side is that. Then you've got this one. Hello, Linda. Hello, Becky. See this right here? Isn't that gorgeous? I know at first I didn't like those colors, but they're really starting to grow on me. It reminds me of a kitchen that my grandmother had back in the late 70s, early 80s, when I was growing up as a kid. Her kitchen was kind of in those colors. See that? And then there's this with the stripes on the back. And then here's some of those poinsettias with the pretty peacock. And then you've got this and this. So very, very, very awesome selection of paper in this to give you many, many colors to play with. So you have options with this paper. I love that when they do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the cards. So the first card that we're going to be making is a very, very simple layout. Again, this can be made with so many different designer series pattern papers that you have just by changing these 3 little rectangles. So that's why I wanted to show this card, just to kind of keep it simple, because I know some people, they don't want the extravagant cards. You want to make multiples of a card, and you need it simple for that. So this is a great card for that. So we're going to go ahead and make this one first. So my first envelope here has the pieces that I need to make that card. And know that you will find all the measurements and the cutting and scoring over on my blog tomorrow morning. They will be up and ready for you to view. The shopping list will be on there. If you need to purchase anything, it will be on there so you know exactly what I've used. This is a Poppy Parade piece of cardstock. This is my base. It is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm just going to fold it in the center. You can fold it or score it at 4 1/4 to make your card base. Then my next piece here, this is Boho Blue. This is 3 1/4 by 4.5. This is my next layer. Then I have a scrap piece of white that needs to be at least 1 inch wide and at least 3 inches in length. We're gonna cut it down to make it 1 by 3. And then I have a piece of my designer series paper that I'm going to use for this. This is a 3 by 3 square what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut this down in 1-inch strips. Just like so. We are going to stamp on this. We are going to put our sentiment on that. And I am going to use the best wishes for a fun-filled future together. And I am going to use my boho blue ink. Okay, and I'm just going to, oops, you know what? I need to cut this down first. If I do that, I'm gonna really mess things up. So I'm gonna cut this at 1 inches. Okay, just like so. And then we're going to cut this down to 3. Okay, perfect. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our pieces here. I'm gonna turn them like this. And we're gonna pretty much angle it just like that. And we're gonna put them on this blue sheet here. So you're gonna have a little bit of border around each one of them. Okay, just like that. Oh, shoot. My glue is empty. I'm gonna have to... What?
Why are you quiet?
What are you talking about?
In here, you're not talking.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I turned my computer off so it didn't mess with you.
Oh, then maybe that's why it stopped doing that. So have you guys noticed within the last like 5 or so minutes that I stopped freezing up? We're going to do a little study here. My mom just said that she turned off her laptop. So I just am curious to see, because since we have all these Apple items going right now, sometimes Apple likes to, especially computers, like to, really use up a lot of the internet. So I'll be curious, since she shut her computer off, if that is going to help with our internet connection. So you guys let me know if it's doing better. Hello, Anna. It's still buffering on your end. Oh, well, dang. I thought maybe I was going to get lucky and that was going to work. So what I like to do when I am putting different strips on here, I like to do my first one and my last one. I do those in the beginning. And then I have a space in the inside, so then I can watch where I'm laying things. It just kind of works a little bit easier that way to really make sure that I get things lined up in between there, to make sure I have the right space in between, and then I don't wind up running myself off my paper. Okay, here's this one next. So just like that, there is our cute little very simple, but again, you can cut out a bunch of these and you can make multiples of these and they would just turn out so fun. It has not made a difference. Well, she uses a different kind of internet here. It's the one that is nothing but satellite. She uses Starlink. Mine over there at my house is still regular satellite. So here it's not really a satellite. It's it's bounces off the satellites. So it's constantly turning on the roof. Wherever the satellite moves in orbit, it will turn itself to, but I might need to reboot her router. I think that probably needs to be done because I'm sure it has not been done in a very, very, very long time because she's had this for a couple of months now and I don't think it's ever been rebooted. So maybe tonight before I leave here, I will reboot it and see if that makes a difference because I know my dad's in there watching his show, so we can't do it while he's watching TV. So I'm on my original card. I did not put dimensionals on the original card, but I'm going to do it on this one because I really think it's going to add a bit of a difference in the look. And then I can show you both ways and then you guys can decide if you like it popped up or if you like it just flat on the card. Something subtle like that sometimes really adds such a difference in look to a card. Okay, so that's popped up. And then we're gonna add a little bit of bling to this card. So these are called the Blooming Pearls. Again, this is one of the items that comes in the Sweet collection for this called Garden Walker. So I'm going to use some of these, I think I like the peacock on there. I think, because that's what I used on my other one. Any of these would work, actually, but I just kind of like this darker. I finally had to put a new take your pick tool little gummy head on this because mine had finally seen its last days and it ran out of the sticky. So if you don't know, these come out of here. So when you buy your take your pick tool, you'll get a couple of attachments that go to this. So down in the inside of this little hole is some of this tacky glue that you can pick up your embellishments and stuff with. And so this thing slowly turns down as you keep turning this to keep bringing more and more of your glue up the end. Like when this gets gross, after picking up so much things, it's going to pick up hair and everything else. You just pull that off. And then when this is in, screw it down a little bit tighter. And once you start seeing some of this blue stuff coming up, turn it the opposite way and make it stop. And then you can kind of just push it on there and make little putty on the end, but that just sits right down inside of there. So when you get one of these, you're going to get a couple of refills of this because they don't last forever. And mine clearly, after a couple years, has now seen its day for a new one. All right, so let's put an inside to this card. So I think we can put a strip. I thought I cut out a strip of that paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna grab a strip of this paper here. And I've got all these little squares in there. Oh, maybe I'm not because I can't find a long enough square of that. And I have the other pack of it over at the house. So I think maybe we will just stamp on the inside of this. This comes with some pretty neat little floral images here that I just love. And so I think we're gonna go ahead and do a couple of neat things with this. We've got a lot of colors on the front of our card here. I like how this one is the poppy with the, I think that's petal pink. Let me see, where'd my pack of paper just go? I will tell you in just a moment. That is Calypso Coral. So I could do a couple of things. I can stamp this is a couple of different sizes of the poinsettias. This, you can stamp the flower, but if I do it in the poppy, you're not going to see the Calypso Coral. So I might do the big flower in Calypso and do the inside in red. We can try it. So I'm gonna pull this big flower out. It didn't want to come out of there. And we're gonna stamp it in the Calypso Coral. That seems pinker than that, but it doesn't say any kind of other pink. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay, we're gonna stamp that right there. We had a wonderful time on the vacation. If you watch the replay, I talk all about it in the beginning of this video. We did. We had a great, great time. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab this little inside piece. And this is what I'm gonna stamp in the poppy, right on top of this. And it's probably going to be hard to see because the colors are so close. They are and they aren't. I don't know if you can see the two different colors there, but it's really kind of cool. Those two, as they sit and blend into that paper, they will lighten up and just really grab that flowery look in there. Let's see, what do we want to say in the inside? Best wishes for a fun-filled future together. So that sounds like enjoy your special day. That sounds like maybe an anniversary, don't you think? Okay, so this is where I'm going to bring my boho back in. Just like that. Enjoy your special day. And then that needs to dry for a few minutes because I can still see that that poppy is still very wet in there. So while that's drying a second, I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of these stamps. Oops. Now the next two cards, we are definitely going to be using the punch that comes with this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that straight in here. Yeah, this would definitely make a fun little anniversary card. Because we say best wishes for a fun-filled future together. Or again, it would be a really pretty summery wedding card. Or even if you go to Hawaii and they get married in like a tropical, that would be fun. All right, so there is card number 1. Let me show you the difference between these two. So this one is popped up. As you can see, the dimension is behind that, and this one's just flat down. So I don't know if you can really see much of a difference, but it's there, and just that little slight shadow behind there sometimes really adds so much to a card. And again, like I said, it's very simple and easy. You could do it with so many different of your patterns. Okay? All right, card number 2. Let me get some of these taken off here because we're not going to need all these flowers for this card. All right, so this card here is kind of a really fun little design. Okay, so when you pull it out of your envelope, it looks like just a regular card, right? Well, this doesn't open like a normal card. This is gonna fold up. You're gonna have a little tiny box square here, and it's gonna sit just like this. They're gonna be able to see the inside of their card, but it's just a really neat kind of element on the front of this card that just kind of just adds a whole different dimension to it. So this is a really, really fun card. It's kind of a paper hog, I will tell you that. But we're gonna go ahead and make this, and you're really gonna love it, and you're probably gonna make a ton of them because they are fun, and they go inside of a regular standard envelope, which is the best part of it, okay? So that is the card that we're going to make now. So we need, for our base, we need a piece of 5.5 by 10 1/8, okay? We're gonna do some scoring on this. So we're gonna score at 1/4. So let me move my dark blade out of the way because we don't want to cut any of this. We just want to score. So score at 4 1/4. I'm also going to need to pull my arm out here and my paper so I can see. And then from 4 1/4, we need to go to 5 3/4. Score 7 1/4. And then 8 3/4. Okay, so you're gonna have 4 score marks. They're all gonna be roughly the same amount in between them. Again, it's probably kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see, no, you can't see better on that side. But there's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And I will show you how we're going to fold this. So at our 4 1/4, we're going to fold that just like we normally would with a regular card. Okay, then we have another one here, which is our 5 3/4. We're gonna fold there, burnish it. We're going to do our 7 1/4 fold and burnish. And then you're gonna have a little smaller piece here, which is our one that we did at our 8 3/4. Now, we've got all 4 of these little panels in here. So when we go to fold this, you can probably figure that this little short piece is actually going to be the one that gets glued on the inside there. So then our card will lay flat. So I like to fold this when I go to glue this because then everything stays flat and symmetrical. But we're gonna go ahead and do some decorating on this first before we get into all that. So if I lay my card flat with the 2 panels on the inside and the 2 panels on the outside, these are the 2 we are going to decorate. We're also going to decorate the right-hand side of the inside, and then we're gonna put our little white piece in here that we can write to our recipients, okay? So for now, let's go ahead and pull out the pieces that we need for the panels of this card. So our first couple of pieces that we're going to need for these panels, I have chosen Pretty Peacock. Now this one here is Balmy Blue. I have chosen Pretty Peacock to go on top of that because this paper that I have chosen has the Balmy Blue as the background, and then all the little stems with the leaves are in Pretty Peacock, and I really just loved that stacked on there on the Balmy Blue. I just really think it grabs a lot of the color out of this. Okay, so we need 3 of the cardstock panels and then 3 of our designer series pieces of paper. Geez, if I could speak. So what we need to do with these, we need to glue these all on here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, just like so. Whoops. So later on this week, we are going to be going to, we have this lights festival here in town that is called the Winter Haven. And we haven't gone in a couple of years, but we have decided that we want to start making that a yearly thing that we go to and take my daughter to go see because she really enjoys seeing the Christmas lights. And so that's what this is a neighborhood here in town. I think something with the electrical company sponsors it and helps them pay their electricity bill or gives them a cut on their electricity. And so every winter, they do a whole light show throughout that whole neighborhood, and everybody, I don't know if they all pick a theme and they all decide to decorate their houses in this theme. Some people have off the wall themes, but it's really kind of fun to go to and just watch the lights. They have popcorn stands set up in there, and they shut down this whole entire neighborhood so nobody can drive through there. You have to walk through it. They have hot chocolate stands. They have pretzel stands, popcorn stands. It's just a good time. So we called one of our friends who also has a daughter who has Rett syndrome, and we asked them if they wanted to go, and she was like, yes, we want to take our kids, and they've got 4 little kids, and so it's going to be a good time. So I love watching the kids see the lights and their faces just light up with all the prettiness. So it's going to be a good time. Okay, so there are our 3 panels that we're going to need. We're also going to need our inside panel that we can stamp on and put our sentiment in the inside, what we want to say. I have a scrap of Pretty Peacock. I have a scrap of Balmy Blue with some glitter on it. And then I have a piece of More Dazzle. These are just to add the little elements on the front. And then I have a scrap of Basic White. That's what we're going to need for this. So let's go ahead and get started on decorating this card. I don't remember if that goes there. I'm pretty sure it does. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add this piece right to the front to start out. Because before I glue down this piece on the inside, it is going to overlap my white piece. So I definitely want to make sure it is in there before I lay this, before I adhere this, and then I can't get that tucked inside. Because as you can see, when that's closed, that kind of overlaps just a little bit over that white. Okay, if that makes sense. So this piece needs to go first. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to close our little box. And then we're going to go ahead and lay our pieces, adhere our pieces down on that. Now this paper has a directional to it, so I need to make sure that when you cut your paper that it is going the right way for this card. Okay, that's gonna go there. And then when this is open, you'll see that those two sides have our paper on there. Now, completely optional. If you wanna make a fourth one, you could put it there also. But I'm gonna add this piece over here because when this stands, you don't really see that side. And when the card is folded, you're gonna see just these two panels. But again, it is completely optional. If you want to put another panel there, you absolutely could. But I'm just gonna put this panel right over here. Okay, like so. Now we can lay this down. We can grab either some tear tape. I think regular green glue works just fine because you're not going to be pulling at this at all. So this will work. Okay, again, I'm gonna hold that closed and then I'm gonna fold this over and just push down on that panel. So just the innermost panel is going to get pushed down. So then when your card opens everything and you can lay it like that way and you can see how that lays. Okay, we're going to close that for now. And then we're gonna bring in all of our little scraps here. So this piece here, I'm going to now bring in my modern oval punch. Thank you, Kay, for sharing. I am going to punch this out. Okay, there's that oval. I'm gonna keep this scrap because I'm going to, oh shoot, I didn't bring the other punch over. Hold on, I think my mom has, ouch, I think we have duplicates of this one. Ooh, yes she does, thank God for that. This one is the bow punch. I forgot to bring it over, but thank goodness we have two of them. This is the bow punch. This does both of these little sprigs. And so we are going to use that little scrap of Pretty Peacock on this one. Cut out just that little sprig from that. The white, I need to cut out one of my ovals because we're going to stamp on that. So we're gonna have two ovals there. On the little More Dazzle piece of glamour paper here, I'm going to punch out another one of those little you have to kind of put some force into that because that paper is a little on the thick side, but it will work if I can get it out of there now. Oh, come on. It's like stuck in there. Another reason to have your take your pick tool. There we go. It did not want to come out. So there is our little glam. It's that More Dazzle piece. And then on this, we need one of the big sprigs. Right there. I don't need the little one, so we're going to toss that aside. Okay, I'm going to close these up for now because we don't need those. All right, so there are the pieces that we need. And I've got glitter everywhere. Yep. This little piece right here, we're gonna go ahead and stamp on that. We're gonna stamp the best wishes, only the best wishes. I'm not gonna stamp the bottom portion of that that says, for a fun-filled future together. And I'm gonna show you how I'm going to do that. Whoops. So So taking that and my Poppy Parade, since we've got a lot of poppy in here, you could use Calypso Coral also. That would work. I am going to lay my pad beside me and just watching, there is a break in between the sets of words. I'm going to just put the best wishes in that ink. You could also use a sticky note. That would work. But you can see where the break is, and that normally will work for you. And I'm going to stamp it right over here towards the right-hand side. Of that oval, just like so. Now we are going to take our little branches, sprig things here, and we are going to start gluing some of these on here. I'm going to flip this one over because I want it facing the opposite way as that one. Hello, Kay. We've got 2 Ks on here tonight. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of onto the bottom of this branch here. Just like so. I connected it to that part there. And then this one, I'm going to do it the opposite way, going this way. So again, with just a little bit of glue on the stem, I'm going to take it up the stem of here, just so we kind of see all 3 of those colors. And then this is just going to get adhered right like that. Okay, there is our pretty little sentiment. And now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to off-center that so you can see more of that pretty peacock on the outside. Just like that. And then now what we're going to do with this is, because since my card can lay flat, I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it just right in the center. I'm only looking at this center panel. I'm going to lay it in the center, so then when this thing pops open, that will be right in the middle. Make sense? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just apply a little bit of glue on here. And this is just going to get stuck right down there. Pretty, right? Isn't that cool? Very simple. Again, I like it when I find very cool little fun folds, but then find out that they're so simple to make. That's my jam. All right, so there is card number 2. Again, lays flat to go right inside of an envelope and then pops up just like so. I know you don't have too much of a space to write in. So again, if you wanted to put this panel over here, if you knew you were gonna write a lot in there, that would work fantastic. You could put a thinner, narrow stamp set in there, or just, you know, call it a cool card. That's what I think of it. So there you guys go. There is card number 2. We could actually add some bling to this if we wanted to. I don't know. I think it kind of takes away from that. So I'm not going to put bling on that one because I think this adds just enough to it that we're going to call it good. So there you guys go. There is card number 2. Oops. As I throw it. All right, so card number 3 is this little beauty right here that I am really loving. So this card, again, on the simple side, we're just going to cut a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 diagonal, and that's what we're going to use on the bottom of this card. You're going to get 2 pieces of that, especially if you use a non-directional piece of paper. That's best on this kind of a card, because then you can get this piece where you can flip it also and put it here, and you'll make 2 cards with 1 piece of designer series paper. So we're going to have fun with this. We're also going to put a little bit of flowers in the background using our Versamark. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. And then we're going to bling it up just a little bit with a piece of the, this is called the Simply Elegant trim. So let's go ahead and get to this one. So let me grab out my card base and everything for this one. And all my scraps. Okay, our base is Calypso Coral. 8.5 by 5.5. I better stick my sticky note to the back of our card that we made. Okay, there's our card base. Again, my designer series paper is 4 by 5 1/4. We're just going to cut this diagonal. I have a scrap piece of basic white, or actually I have 2 scraps so I can cut out the flower, and then a scrap of balmy blue to use as the background. I have a scrap piece of the designer series paper. This is going to go on the inside of my card. So let me grab my cutter here, and I'm going to put this on here. So what I have found is if I want to know the direction that I am going to be cutting, I'm going to lay my designer series paper on here and eyeball it and know that I need to start cutting from the top left corner of my paper to the bottom right of my designer series paper to make this piece fit here. Hello from New Zealand. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm going to hold that right there and cut that just like so. So now you see I have 2 pieces that are the same, that I can make 2 of these same cards out of 1 piece of paper. So that's pretty cool. Again, on the simpler side, that's what I was trying to go with this, is to show you some simple cards that you can make multiples of. And this way you actually cut 2 pieces that you're going to need at one shebang. All right, now what I need to do is I need to grab my scrap paper, set that aside. I'm going to take this off of here. And I'm going to grab my flower. Maybe if I can get my hands in there. And I am using the flower with the little lines in it. It's a more detailed flower. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark. Maybe if I don't throw it first. And I'm just going to lightly tap that in my Versamark and just start stamping all over this card base. And as this dries, you're going to start seeing a watermark of this flower. Ooh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Eeh. And I know I don't have to go too far on this corner because that's where that paper's going to be, but I just want to make sure that where that's going to come down, I still have some of these flowers sitting here. Let's do one more down here in this corner, and I think we're going to, yep, we're going to call that good. Okay, give those a second to not be so tacky. Okay, so when we put that on there, yep, that'll be good because then we just see a few of these. We're gonna actually have our little flowers sitting right here anyway, so we don't really need to worry too much about that, but I would rather stamp more than not enough. So that works good that way. Okay, so now we can go ahead and adhere this piece on. So we bought my daughter this really neat up in Pine Top when we were up there because since it's colder up there, they sell more winter clothes than what we sell down here. So we bought her this really neat like poncho kind of, it almost looks like a Snuggie or Snuggly or whatever those things are called, those little jacket blanket things. So when she's in her wheelchair, we can just put that completely over her and it will cover her body and keep her nice and toasty. And I thought, woohoo, that's perfect since we are going to Winter Haven. Because I think the night that we picked to go, I think it's only supposed to be, I think it's supposed to get down to like 40 something degrees. Which I know some of you guys are like, wow, that's summertime. Because I know some of you guys are in really, really, really cold weather where it's like in the zeros or teens. That you're thinking 40 degrees is warm. But for us, we freeze when it's 40 degrees. All right, so I'm going to grab my oval again, set this off to the side. We're going to cut our balmy blue. There's that one. We need to do our white one. Oops, I need this one. Okay. And then we need this for our flower. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp our flower. And I'm going to stamp the flower in Calypso Coral. Just like so. We are going to need Garden Green. But first, I need to put the little circle in the inside of that. So there are two little circles here that you can put in all of the insides of your flowers. You get two sizes. I think for this one, I need the larger one, I believe. And I'm going to stamp that. Oops, as I hit you guys. I'm going to stamp that in Poppy. Poppy Parade. Right in the center there. Hopefully you guys didn't get a shot of my head. And then, my not so favorite part of doing this is fussy cutting this. So I'm going to fussy cut this flower really quick. Okay, maybe not so quick, but I've seen some people fussy cut and they can zip right through and it just blows my mind. I'm like, oh my Lord, I would cut half the image off if I went that fast. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. We're about 2/3 of the way there. And there's nothing like getting close to the end and then getting a little eager and then you wind up cutting something off. That sucks. I've done it. Oh my gosh, I get so excited that I'm close to the end. And then chop, there goes one of my petals. So I knew I needed to be careful today. All right, so on this piece here, we are going to be adding this flower. So I need to take my garden green and I am going to take my stem over here. There's a stem in here that goes perfect with this flower. It is right here with these 2 leaves on it. I'm going to stamp that in garden green since we've got some garden green in our designer series paper here. And I'm going to do this kind of in the center-ish. Just like so. All right, so there is our gorgeous little flower. We're gonna, our stem there. We're gonna pop our flower up on the front, but first I need to take my elegant trim. I'm gonna use my silver and I'm just going to fold it once and then fold it again, almost like a bow, just like so. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off the length of that. So what I need to do is using my glue runner, I'm just going to put this a couple little zips across there, and then I'm just going to lay this right in that adhesive. Just like that. Okay, I think I need to bring this up just a little bit. You can play with it and move it around how you want it, how you like it to lay on there. You could use a glue dot, that will work as well. I just think the glue runner works pretty easy if I can get these things to stay. There we go. All right, then what we're going to do is I'm going to take a glue dot on the back of this. Hello, Sherry. And then I'm going to place that right on top of there, kind of angled over to the side. Isn't that cute? And then place this right over here so it's kind of angled. Again, doing that whole angling thing. There we go. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I need to use a glue dot because that's not working very well. Hold on. Maybe that's, because that's not a snail. I forgot my snail over, oh, here's a snail. Let's see if this is gonna work better because that stuff just doesn't even want to stay there. Maybe that's removable, that's why. Try this stuff because this is actual snail. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. I want this sticking through the center of that though. There we go. So you can lay these however you want them to make them sit down there. Okay. So then this little piece, I'm going to put a dimensional up here and then put that ribbon kind of right in the center, that trim. So I'm going to place that there and place this here. And then that's what I'm going to pop this up on. And then it kind of holds. Okay, maybe I don't like that in the center. Oh my gosh, I have been binge watching. Do you guys remember the old show Gilmore Girls? Yeah, that's an older show. I'm sure you guys know what Gilmore Girls is. I think it came out in like the early 90s. I can't remember, but I am like binge watching it. I've always wanted to watch it and nobody ever wants to watch it with me. So I lay in bed at night till probably about 2 o'clock in the morning watching Gilmore Girls. But it's okay because I'm not bothering anybody else and I'm not putting anybody else out and I get to watch it myself. And it's actually a very, very good show. I've kind of really gotten addicted. Okay, so we're going to put an inside to this card. I gave my mom a job. See, she cut all these insides of all these bases because she knew I was getting low. So she told me when we were heading up the mountain to go on vacation, she goes, I cut a bunch of innies for you. I'm like, woohoo. Okay, so I'm going to glue that to the bottom. Now, on this card, I did not stamp a sentiment on the front, which was for good reason, because now you can stamp whatever you want in the inside of this. We could put happy birthday in the inside of here. You could put whatever your heart desires on the inside of this. I think I might actually stamp this little, I was thinking of stamping the flower in here again, but I think I might just leave it alone. Sometimes less is better. I just kind of get a little... Oh, see? Patty likes Gilmore Girls too. See? So I'm not alone. I told my mom she needed to start watching it because I go, you know, it's kind of like when I was growing up and it was just you and I, because this was when her and I were alone before she got remarried. And I told her, I said, I go, you know, the daughter and mother relationship is a lot like how me and my mom were growing up. It was just the two of us. We had a great time. We were the best of friends, still are. But I told her, I said, I go, you really have to watch this show. So maybe she'll catch on and start watching it. I'm not sure if she will or not, but I just love the relationship of the mother and daughter. Okay, I'm going to stamp this flower on here just like so. And then now I need that little, I put the little inside away. And it's kind of funny because when you're watching a show, do you ever sit there and be like, there's a girl and a guy and you just want them to be together? And you're like, gosh, come on, enough is enough. These two have like danced around and you can tell that their chemistry is good and they like each other, but they're just not like figuring it out. Well, in Gilmore Girls, that's the mom and the diner owner. You can tell there's chemistry there, but it hasn't happened and I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, all right, these two need to be together. What is taking so long? So I'm hoping, I think I'm on season 2 now. I'm hoping that eventually they dabble in a relationship because they're just cute together. So I'm waiting. I'm hopeful. Okay. So we're going to put this in the inside. Okay, and there we go. Card number 3 is complete. So here are, if I can reach it, here are our 3 cards for this Make It Monday using Modern Garden stamp set. And our neat little fun fold here. something a little bit different. So don't forget that on Wednesday, oh my gosh, where is my paper? On Thursday, the 14th, we have free shipping on all orders over $75, which when you use my host code, when you place your order, you're going to get enough supplies to make these 3 cards. I will be including your elegant trim in there, but I will not be including your embellishments. So you can embellish with whatever you have. But I will be including everything else. I will not send anything that is stamped, so your paper will come without the stamped images on here. You will need to stamp your own sentiments and stuff on this. So there is Make It Monday for December 11th. I hope you guys enjoyed these cards. And I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday with a new set that I'm going to play with. Hopefully my pre-order will be here before then, so I can jump on and do a live later on in the week to show you guys what all I have received. I've already received one order that when I attended the on stage this year, it was a online on stage. I was able to do a pre-order after that was over. So I've already received the stuff from that, which is again, stuff that is coming out in the January catalog. If you are needing catalogs and you are not already a previous customer of mine, please let me know. I do have them going out. If you have been a customer of mine within the last year, you will receive a catalog in the mail. It's also going to have the celebrations brochure in there also. So just to let you guys know, if you need catalogs, you can always go to my blog. In every one of my blog posts, scroll down, it will tell you how to get the catalogs in there, and you can fill out the little ditty for that. So it will send me a notification that I need to send you some catalogs. All right, you guys, have a wonderful week. Thank you guys so much for coming in and spending your evening with me. I truly enjoy every single one of you. So I will see you guys next Monday. All right, you guys, have a great week. Bye-bye.